Welcome back, pro wrestling fans. Welcome back, IWC. It's your old buddy, the guardian of chaos, Big Daddy. And I tell it like it is. I'll say that to say this. Coming to you live to tape 25 feet below the surface of the earth. Wait a minute. Oh, hold on a second. I'm alive. And I'm taping this at the same time. Well, fuck it. You guys get the idea. Thanks for being here on Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel. It's going to be an extravaganza, a bonanza. Sit back and relax because we're going over an hour. We are going forward to go back here, leading into WrestleMania 40, coming up in April. Here on Chaos Corner, we're going to review as many WrestleManias as we can leading into WrestleMania 40. I'll do at least, I'm hoping, the first 20 WrestleManias. Not in any chronological order. I don't own any of the sound, any of the footage. This is purely for entertainment purposes here on Chaos Corner. And plus, you're not going to see it or hear it anyway. You're going to hear me, the GOC. What we're going to do here to start off this first series, we're going all the way back to WrestleMania 3. That's right. Again, we're not going to go in any particular order. We're going to try to be here as much as possible leading into 40. So kick back, grab a snack, grab a beverage, inbox me, email me, leave a comment, drop an elbow on that like button. Do something. Get us in the algorithm. I like to hear your feedback, and I think you're going to enjoy this as I look at a young Vincent Kennedy McMahon in the ring right now at the Pontiac Silverdome in Detroit, Michigan, in front of 90,000 fans as we watch the unbelievable legend Aretha Franklin sing America the Beautiful. R-E-S-P-C-T, find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-C-T. No? Too early? Respect? In order to get respect, you have to start with respecting yourself. Once you do that, you open other people's minds to respecting you. And there's three types of people in this world. Those who don't know what happened, those who wonder what happened, and people like the GOC that make things happen. So kick back, as I said, you're going to enjoy this. This is the opening monologue, and we're going to go from pillar to post, to coast, and border to border. One man, unique, unedited, unscripted, raw dog for you, the fans. My over 50 years as a researcher, a historian, a scout, a producer, an agent, a smark, a mark. That's right, I said it, a mark, and I'm proud of it. We're all marks at one time or another, right? And my over 3 decades in this industry, in this business as a talent. Everything from selling tickets to hanging up flyers to sweeping floors, paying my dues, traveling all over this country as a pro wrestling manager, color commentator, broadcaster who took the fucking bumps too. I love the legends J.J. Dillon, Jim Cornette, Captain Lou Albano, Gary Hart, Precious Paul Ellering, all the guys, Gary Hart, who didn't come out just once, came out 2 or 3 times a night and took the big bumps. Not a full-time grappler in the ring, but contributed more than you know. I consider myself the most well-known unknown in this industry. And even to current day, doing the color commentary and broadcasting for my home company at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. Check out the training videos. Check out the TV tapings right here on the channel. 2,700 videos on this channel. Over 1,000 subscribers. 500,000 views. Coming up on 4,000 watch hours, whether I go live or not. No paywall, no Patreon, no Super Chats, no Venmo, no Zelle, no PayPal, none of that. But you can be a member if you want, or leave me a tip or a cup of coffee. It's not mandatory. I don't care either way because this is my motivation, my passion, my distraction, and I hope that comes across to you, the fans. And in this day and age, in 2024, with border invasions and wars and NATO and the WEF and the WHO and the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever else you want to call it, the economic crisis, everything else that's going on in this country, inflation, racial division, I'm not here to talk about any of that. I'm here to be a distraction and a stress reliever for you guys. So I hope you're going to enjoy this episodic channel here. And let's see how many WrestleManias we will get to before WrestleMania 40. So we know the big news on WrestleMania 3. If you go back and watch it on the channel, I miss WWE 24/7. That was a great channel. because Peacock has ruined and destroyed it and edited everything. Now, this is Roddy Piper's farewell match and much, much more for the time. Remember, March 29th, 1987. That's right, 1987. Let me see, where am I at that point in my life? What am I, about 24 or 25 years old? Had already tried my first attempt at pro wrestling school down at the legendary Quest facility in Orange. Mario Mancini, Paul Roma, Paul Perez, Big Dave Paradise, Tough Tony Altamori, the Stanford Stomper, the trainer, AJ Petrucci, Seth Cohen, Rita Chatterton. The list goes on and on. Yes, I was there briefly. Kenny Passarillo, former Mr. Light Heavyweight USA. Yeah, okay. So they beat me from pillar to post, as I said. But I made my way back after that. I believe that was in 1983 or 84. If Mancini was on here, he's got the brain of a dehydrated baby. As I watched Gorilla Monsoon, Bob Uecker, and Jesse the Body Ventura open up the show. Now, here's the matchup. Here's the lineup. Here's the card. Look at the fans and Bob Uecker. Is there anybody better at baseball commentary and play-by-play than Uecker? Jesse Ventura for his day, no matter what he went on to in politics and movies and so on and so forth, wearing the AKA do-rag nylon stocking, the snake jacket, Gorilla Monsoon in the all-red jacket, and of course we see Uecker in the tuxedo, and they look tremendous. Now, we know this was at the Pontiac Silverdome, as I check my notes, March 29th, 1987. Remember the time frame. The World Wrestling Federation title match was on the line as Hulk Hogan, the champion, went up against the eighth wonder of the world, Andre the Giant. Macho Man Savage, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. I'll get back to the card and the lineup as we go on, but here's the opening contest. It's Cowboy Ace Bob Orton Jr. That's right, the Ace, who I just watched an unbelievable documentary on, or a documentary that he was a part of, and the magnificent Don the Rock Morocco from Sunset Beach, Hawaii. Pardon me there. Aloha and mahalo to all my friends over there in Hawaii, the Pac Rim, if you will. And they're taking on Tom Zink and Rick Martel. Your referee is the Fink, Howard Finkel, and of course, your referee is Danny Davis. Ring announcer Howard Finkel. I think I said that, didn't I? And now the lights are fully on right there as they introduce the Ace, Cowboy Bob Orton. This was the opening bout, WrestleMania 3, and then the wide angle, the wide camera. Unbelievable, the mass humanity, and for the day of 90,000 people at the Silverdome, whether it was inflated or not. So sit back. This is going to be a fun watch along. I think you guys are going to enjoy this for content and material. As I said, referee Danny Davis, Zink and Martel against Morocco and the Ace, Bob Orton Jr. Now, Morocco was huge. The deltoids, the traps, the chest, the biceps. Morocco starts off here with Tommy Zink. Young, good-looking guy, both Zink and Martel. Martel speaks for himself. Both guys in fantastic shape. But Morocco does the most muscular pose, and he's just huge. He's wearing the blue trunks, the black boots. He's got the blue knee pads, and the left quad is taped up, heavily taped, obviously with an injury. Beautiful shoulder block by Zink on Don Morocco. Now, Zink and Martel wearing the white trunks, the white knee pads, the white boots. Ace in his traditional red tights, black boots, and at this point does not have, if I'm not mistaken, I have to double check, the Ace does not have the forearm brace in this bout that he was known for. Beautiful hip toss by Zink on Morocco. Morocco catches him. Monkey flip by Zink on Morocco. Quick 2 count. And now, of course, because the Silverdome has the dome on top, obviously the dome piece, you get it, and the glare. This is during the daylight hours up there in Michigan. And just to see all the fans from the upper tier to the next deck, there's like 4 tiers at the Silverdome. Far side Zink. Morocco step over. Beautiful leapfrog. Double monkey flip by Zink and Martel. Over goes Morocco. And here comes Orton. Double hip toss. On fire, Martel and Zink. Orton backing off. Morocco's on the canvas in the corner. And again, I hope you guys enjoy my color commentary, along with Jesse the Body Ventura and Gorilla Monsoon and the Uke. And I think Mary Hart was there, or one of the famous ladies. WrestleMania 3, here live to tape from Chaos Corner. And again, you can't hear any of the sound, so that's fantastic as I sit here and view it right now. Big shoulder block by Orton. Down goes Zink. Oh, big body slam by Zink on the ace. And again, it's all Zink and Martel right now. Nice arm drag by Zink, tying up the ace. Now let me see, I was talking about the matches earlier. I already mentioned the main event, Hogan and Andre for the title. We know that. We know how historically significant this card was at WrestleMania 3. I already said the Macho Man Randy Savage puts up the Intercontinental Championship against Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. In his retirement match, you know what retirement means in pro wrestling. Nice full Nelson by Orton Jr. on Zink. Rowdy Roddy Piper takes on the late great, as is Piper, adorable Adrian Adonis. The British Bulldogs and Tito Santana in a 6-man match take on the Hart Foundation and Dangerous Danny Davis. So that's not Davis in the ring. You know that what Bully Ray said to me years ago. Bully Ray from Busted Open Radio, Busted Open After Dark, 2-time Hall of Famer, perhaps one of the greatest tag teams of all time, Team 3D, the Dudley Boys. He said to me personally, I think it was 2006, 2006, 05, when myself and the Outcast Killers, Oman Tortuga and Dabla Santiago, were going for the NWA World Tag Team titles in a series of tables matches against the Devon and Bubba Bully Ray, if you will. He had me in the locker room, because I did miss a spot or two, but I took the what's up, the hard weight double shoulder, the dusty spot. I took it all in those series of matches. He said, give Big Daddy 5 spots and he'll fuck up for him. I consider that to be a compliment coming from Bully Ray. I don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks. I apologize for the cussing. I know I don't have to. We're still in the opening bout. Morocco, Zink, the ace. Now Morocco dropped down, step over by Zink, and then the big knee to the lower back, the third vertebrae, the lower lumbar region by the ace on Zink. And now Morocco and Orton take over as only they can. 2 unbelievable grapplers. And Don Morocco was one of my biggest influences as far as grappling back in the day. What a legend Morocco is. And Orton as well. And Zink and Martel, give them their credit. Far side, off the ropes goes Orton. Step over. Oh, big shoulder block. Both men down and out in the middle of the ring here at WrestleMania 3. Back to the as we look over the shoulder of Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse the Body Ventura, high up there in the Silver Dome, not at ringside for the broadcast on this one. You wouldn't be able to hear yourself think. So I talked about the 6-man tag team match, right? British Bulldogs, Tito Santana against the Hart Foundation and Dangerous Danny Davis, who I misnomered saying that he was the referee. It's not. It's the late, great Joey Morella. That's right. Gorilla Monsoon, Gino Morella's son, Joey Morella. An unbelievable guy from what I understand by listening to Mancini and Roma. All 4 men in the ring right now. Orton has Zink. Morocco has Martel. Around and around we go. Do-si-do. Back body drop. Orton goes over Morocco. Double drop kick. Down goes the Rock. Martel and Zink. Orton over the top rope. Double team now. Zink. Martel. Reversal by Morocco. Goes for the flying body press. Here's the cover. There's the pin. 3. Holy cramoly. Rick Martel pins Don the Rock Morocco as Orton was outside of the ring. Now Orton had gone over the top rope. Zink and Martel took over on Morocco, threw him to the far side. Morocco stepped over Martel, and I believe it was Zink that came with the flying body press. And it's like back in the high school days or the grammar school days, whatever days they were, when someone would kneel behind your friend and you'd come up to him and then push him over and he'd go tumbling over. I don't know what kind of friend that is. That's what they just did to Morocco. And Morocco ate the pin at WrestleMania 3. And there's Mr. Fuji. Konnichiwa, bitches. Arigato. Chaos-san. For all my friends over there in the Rising Sun, the land of the Orient. So yeah, Martel and Zink in a pretty entertaining match. They did take it to Morocco and Orton in this tag team matchup. So there you have it, WrestleMania 3, the opening bout. Here's the replay. Now it's Morocco throwing, you can barely tell them apart, throwing Zinc. And they stumbled over Martel. And there was the pin. 1, 2, 3. My bad once again, referring to Bully Ray. It was Martel that pinned The Rock Morocco. Great way to open up WrestleMania 3. We're 15 minutes in. We're going to be here for a while. Also on the card, here's the lineup. Here's the rundown. Jake the Snake Roberts with Alice Cooper takes on the Honky Tonk Man with Jimmy Hart. JYD, King Harley Race with Bobby the Brain Heenan. Billy Jack Haynes and Hercules Hernandez with Bobby the Brain Heenan. Hillbilly Jim, Little Beaver, the Haiti Kid against Bundy, Little Tokyo, and Lord Little Brick. We're going to go through them all. The Rougeaus against the Dream Team of Valentine and Beefcake. Coco against the Natural Butch Reed with his manager Slick. The Can-Am Connection, who we just saw, Martel and Zinc. The Can-Am Connection. Get it? Canada, America, Zinc, Martel. You guys are Martel from Canada. You guys get that, right? And they went over on the Magnificent Morocco and Cowboy Bob Orton. And, of course, they had Fuji-san. Also, the Killer Bees. A buzz buzz. A buzz buzz. A buzz buzz. Do you remember that from Saturday Night Live? John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd is the Killer Bees. A buzz buzz? No. Google it. Duck, duck, go it. Go out and research it. That's when SNL was SNL. Not the garbage, woke, political garbage you get there today. Unwatchable. That's just my commentary there. Again, the Killer Bees against Volkov and Sheik. So that's the lineup. That's the card. It says that the running time is about 180 minutes, but we're going to fast forward through some of this. We don't want to bog this down. It's backstage. It's Bobby the Brain Heenan with Ray Hercules Hernandez being interviewed by Mean Gene Okerlund. WrestleMania 3 here on Chaos Corner. Again, the entrances and how the guys came in. They were on golf carts that were set up and made into little rings as they putted their way through the 90,000 people. And speaking of recent events here in 2024 and tragedies, and here's Billy Jack Haynes for WrestleMania 3 from Portland, Oregon. Man, was he jacked. No pun intended. Was he in great shape. Haynes was unbelievable. He's got the gold sequins that says Oregon in the back. He's got the Billy Jack black hat with a turquoise rim, ribbon around the rim. And of course, we know the tragic news of Billy Jack Haynes, who has quite the reputation in the world of pro wrestling against another legitimate badass. He goes against the aforementioned Hercules Hernandez. Two bad sons of bitches, two guys that were beasts and monsters that looked like pro wrestlers and what pro wrestling is supposed to be and what you're supposed to look like as a pro wrestler if you're going to be that size and get in the ring. And these guys move around like cruiserweights. So this is going to be unbelievable. And then back to the tragic story here in 2024, who now Billy Jack is in his 70s and allegedly, I guess it's pretty accurate now, murdered his wife, who was in her 80s. If you can call it assisted suicide. She was very sick, very ill. Billy Jack has had his problems now for the last 2 decades. Very quiet man, from what I understand. No one to be trifled with, that's for damn sure. And no matter what territory he was in, from Florida to Portland to world class to the WWF, certainly a guy that was a little laid back, but one badass. And it's unfortunate what he's being accused of and what's happened now here in 2024 against the late great Hercules Hernandez, who, if you remember correctly, Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, my home company, here in the shadows of Titan Towers in 2019, we had the Hercules Hernandez Memorial Cup, an honor to Pretty Paul Roma's partner Hercules Hernandez when they were Power and Glory in the WWF. Now, I don't have to tell you about Paul Roma. He's our head trainer at my home company, owner Mario Mancini at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. Still in unbelievable shape. Still will get in the ring now and then. So we had that tribute show, and it's on Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling on all social media platforms. You can find it. The Hercules Hernandez Memorial Tournament that we had in 2019 before the pandemic hit. It was our last show before they shut down the whole world, which we know, and it ended up being all BS. I don't want to throw my political commentary in here, but this is my fucking channel. You don't like it, change the channel. No offense against you guys, my subscribers, my followers. Billy Jack presses Hercules overhead. Holy cramoly. And then the big body slam. Jack Haynes was unbelievable. Setting up for the full Nelson. Hercules had him scouted. Heenan ringside with the black sequin jacket. Thanks for being here, fans. Again, so on to the different things I'm talking about. You guys get it. Roma, Hernandez, Power and Glory, our head trainer, PAPW. You want to learn about pro wrestling, mentoring, being a better person in life all the way around, not just about pro wrestling, but about life? You come down to Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling and the Paradise 4. Second generation grappler, Mr. Paul Perez, who was in the WWF, late 80s, early 90s. Big Dave Paradise, a.k.a. Big Steve Tracy, the owner of the Rib House, an incredible restaurant and rib place. Of course, the owner in the WWF from 84 to 92, and that's one Mario Mancini. And then if I don't have to say it, I say it all the time as accolades. For those of you who don't know, and those of you in the back that watch this channel and realize what I'm still all about, and who I'm associated with, and what we do at Paradise. 4 Horsemen, Power and Glory, Pretty Wonderful with Paul Orndorff, the Young Stallions with Jimmy Powers, that's right, Pretty Paul Roma, our head trainer. Those are the Paradise 4, that's who you learn from. And other trainers that we've had throughout the years that assist with the training. Current superstar in MLW and all over this world, former partner of Hammerstone and MJF from the Dynasty, that's right, Roma and Mancini's first student out of PAPW, and that would be one Mr. Richard Holiday. Breathing in rarefied air. Also assist with training down there at times for PAPW, as does the legendary veteran Chris Battle. And of course, a man who inducted me into the class of 2019 New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. Been in this business for 25 years, wrestled all the legends and heroes and young lions, from producer to performer to talent to ring announcer. That would be one Kurt Adonis. And there's been many others that have come down to assist at times. So keep that in mind when it comes to credibility and where you want to go. Big suplex by Hercules on Billy Jack Haynes. Here's the cover. It's only a 2. 2. Hercules Hernandez and Billy Jack Haynes in the ring right now as I went off on a tangent, which I usually do here on Chaos Corner. That's why you tune in. Couple of right hands to the ponzone of Hercules Hernandez. Billy Jack firing up. The yellow trunks, the green knee pads, the white boots. Hernandez with the black trunks, the white boots, white knee pads. And of course the taped wrist. And a big forearm blow by Hernandez on the back of the deltoids, the back of the shoulder blades of Billy Jack Haynes. And look at that. Big knee breaker, back breaker as Hernandez scoops up Billy Jack like he's a mere child. Again, you won't find 2 more physical specimens and legit badasses in this business at this time and throughout history than Billy Jack and Hercules Hernandez. Hernandez with a right to the jib of Billy Jack. Another right to the cranium, to the dome piece. Referee in this one, I believe, is Earl Hebner. And look at the fans. I can't stress to you guys enough. Go out, and again, Hercules picks up Billy Jack and tosses him like a sack of potatoes, as did Billy Jack for Hercules. Now remember, both of these guys are between 250 and 275. And to lift up another human being and press him over your head, do you have any idea how hard it is to do it with a 125-pounder? Hercules with the full Nelson on Billy Jack. Billy Jack's in big trouble right here. Hebner's checking it in. Again, both men known. This is the battle of the full Nelsons. WrestleMania 3 here on Chaos Corner. March 29th, 1987 from the Pontiac Silverdome. History in the making. As we look over the shoulders of Bobby the Brain Heenan. This is the second matchup on WrestleMania 3. We may, and again, we'll see what happens. If we get up to where it's 45 minutes or we're coming up on an hour, maybe we'll split it up into WrestleMania 3 Part 1 and WrestleMania 3 Part 2. So go back and check out all the videos. Everything's in chronological order. You can see I started this channel in 2017. I didn't start putting up regular videos until 2019, right before the pandemic. And then, of course, for the last 3 or 4 years, 2,700 videos here. Everything from 2 minutes to an hour and a half, to shorts and everything you can think of. No, I'm not wearing shorts, so I got to stand up and show you as I give my tribute to Afa and Sika and the Samoan dynasty from the Wild Samoans as we head into WrestleMania 40, where we know that the head of the table The Rock is back. Roman Reigns, the Usos, Solo. Hopefully they'll bring back Big Keish and Big Sam and Little Sam and L.A. Smooth and Maddie. And bring everybody back. And Yoko and Eddie, and rest in peace. All my brothers, my Samoan brothers. Ultimate Oos. That would be great to bring it back for WrestleMania 40. Big atomic knee drop by Billy Jack on Hercules. That's right, Hercules Hernandez, Billy Jack Haynes. I know I'm off on a tangent. Big clothesline by Billy Jack. Down goes Hernandez. This match has been nip and tuck and back and forth. Now Billy's pumping himself up. Again, the crowd is just unbelievable as we look at the daytime here. Far side. Big boot to the midsection by Billy Jack. Knife edge chop. Big clothesline. Down goes Hernandez again. Again, you're not getting a technical matchup here with all kinds of holds and maneuvers. Off the far side. Big leg drop by Billy Jack on Hercules. Hercules is on Queer Street. He's reeling. He's on his heels. Billy Jack dropping those right hammer fists. Now he's up on the second rope. Hernandez prone in the ring, and the big right to the top of the dome piece on Hernandez. Again, he's all over the place like he's a drunken sailor on the docks of New York City. And again, there it is. The full Nelson he's known for. Billy Jack has Hercules. Hercules, it's locked in there. Is he going to get out? He's trying to go for the ropes. Heenan's egging him on. Hebner's checking it in. He doesn't have a grasp. Listen, I could see it here. Billy Jack doesn't have it. And both men tumble outside through the middle of the ring. Middle ropes. Both men are outside of the ring now. Billy Jack applying it outside of the ring. The referee's got to be counting. 1, 2. And he's really trying to squeeze the life out of Hercules Hernandez. And he still doesn't have it locked. You don't get the fingers locked on that full Nelson. It gives your opponent an opportunity to escape. Oh, big boot to the side of the ribs of Billy Jack by Bobby the Brain Heenan. One of the best to ever do it, if not the best of all time. Now he's begging off. He's begging off as Billy Jack now is distracted. Billy Jack is circling the ring against Bobby the Brain Heenan right now as Hercules is laying in wait somewhere. You don't fall for this, veterans, legends, heroes. Bobby Heenan's getting in the ring. What is he doing? The Weasel. What are you doing, Brain? Billy Jack's on the other side. You're not going to catch Heenan that quick. And it looks that there it is. There's the end. It's a count out. It looks like Billy Jackson's win by a count out. Again, I don't want to break the sound. Hercules from behind with the wrapped up chain. Bang! Right in the jib. Right in the fucking head. Oh, I apologize. I can't cuss when I'm doing this live or on Fight TV. The big chain to the forehead of Billy Jack, and down goes Haynes. This match is over. And Billy Jack is in big trouble. And there's Hercules with that steel chain. Another right to the jawline, to the forehead. Hernandez screaming in vain in the middle of the ring as Bobby Heenan's up on the apron now. And Hercules just laying it in. Billy Jack is busted open. A crimson mask bleeding from his forehead, from his head. Again, Hercules not letting up after losing to Billy Jack in this matchup here in WrestleMania 3. Again, a fifth time with that steel chain. Haynes is out in the middle of the ring in a crimson mask, to use that phrase. A bloody mess. You still get the winner's purse, I guess, right? Hercules going after Hebner. Has Hercules grabbed Hebner? No, he's tossing him aside. And again, still going after Billy Jack, not letting up, and now putting him into full Nelson. A bloody Billy Jack is putting it into full Nelson, and Hercules just clamping and cramping down, tosses him aside like a tossed salad. Wow. What a matchup. Hercules was ruthless in this one. Let me check that. Yeah, you can look at the dome piece if you want. Get a close-up. Look at the scars on that head. Besides the proboscis, I get it. Scared of rats off cheesecake, make onions cry. We're half an hour in here, and we're only 2 bouts in. I've read the lineup in the card. So, again, we may go into 2 parts on this. So don't be disappointed. I just want you to come back. Again, WrestleMania 3, perhaps the biggest of them all. Not saying the best of them all, but perhaps the biggest with the most meaning. So there we go. Billy Jack Haynes is still in the ring, bloodied to a pulp. And let's see what else we have going on here. Again, I'm going to try to fast forward through some of this, guy. So stand by here as I look down at the controller. You got to remember, we always got to have the controller. We always got to have the controller. And again, the crowd, unbelievable. Now they're interviewing King Kong Bundy backstage as we listen to the Uke, Jesse Ventura and Gorilla Monsoon. Here comes the 6-man Bundy and Midget match. Now, how misused and disgusting and despicable is this for McMahon or the writers or whoever the fuck was in charge of this to waste a legend, a hero, a veteran, a star, one of the best big men ever, and you're putting King Kong Bundy in a gimmick match in the biggest card in the history of the world against, Hillbilly Jim, Little Beaver, Haiti Kid, whatever, Lord Little Beaver. What a waste. What a waste at this time. I get it was being cartoons, but this is what you do to King Kong Bundy? Disrespectful, disgraceful. He got paid. Okay. I'm not happy about it. And I thought this at that time, even back then when I was in my middle 20s, I thought it was bullshit. And I think it's bullshit now. WrestleMania 3, stand by. Let's not disrespect the great King Kong Bundy, who I had the opportunity, as you guys well know, it's here on the channel, and I sort of have to look at my head. It's nice and round, though. I had my feuds and my wars with Bundy, but we ended up being brothers. Make no mistake about it. From Vegas to Arizona to the Constitution State and every place in between. So I'll say that to say this because I tell it like it is. Now stand by. Don't go anywhere. I'm saving us all some time here as we look at the dome piece because we got to get it. Listen, this is old school setup and Technotronics here. I go back to the web TV days. We are here for WrestleMania 3 in front of 90,000 fans, a live to tape watch along because we are here, what's today, Tuesday? And I will be moderating tonight, JD off the script, Tuesday Night Titans with Andrew Baydala. I'll be over there. And of course, before that, I'll be with the Wrestling Council, Hollywood, Comic Book Bob. You guys know that. And then, of course, tomorrow, AEW Dynamite. Chi-Town Smart Heel Jesse with the #1 fucking podcaster, JD and Off the Script. And then there's the OG, Don Tony and the Don Tony and Kevin Castle Show. Check me out when I mod on those channels. Some of the best. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So catch me on those channels. Off the Script, JD, Don Tony, Kevin Castle, Chi-Town Smart, Wrestling Council. Let's go to the next matchup here. The next matchup here as we dive into WrestleMania 3. If I'm not mistaken, let's make sure we get this the right way. I believe it's, again, think about the time and the gimmicking of all this. Stand by, fans. Where everything was King Harley Race. How you desecrate Harley Race at the time. Again, remember the era in the cartoon. And listen, it was making money, 90,000 fans. I can't question that. It changed the business. But this is where my attention was at the time as well at this time. And Jim Crockett Promotions, the NWA, where it was more believable, more hard-hitting. Again, I grew up in the greater New England tri-state northeast area. Just giving my viewpoints here on the watch-along. But I'll tell you, I was captured at that time by Jim Crockett, the NWA, as much as the WWF, where this started losing some of the characters and the way Bundy was used, as I just said. And now Harley Race, NWA, the world champion. JYD, who used to sell out the New Orleans Superdome and all down through the Mid-South and that whole area. Thousands of people because to come to see JYD. And this is what you put them in. Again, it's later in their careers. It's 1987. I get it. I'm just giving you a historical and my viewpoint as I lived it back then as someone who was trying to get into business and was still a huge fan. Oh, Mark, that's right. I said it. Heenan with Harley Race. Again, this is where he had the King gimmick against JYD. Do your research on these two. Race, one of the best pure shooters, grapplers in the history of pro wrestling. World champion multiple times for the NWA. World Legion Wrestling. He ran his own company out in Missouri that I also tried to get out to when I used to talk to Harley Race on a monthly basis, trying to get booked out there with the Jackmaster, John Diamond, who did go out there with Harley. But of course, I never made it out there, but just to be able to pick his brain and talk to him, try to get booked by him. So do your research on who Race really was for all you younger generation people, for the guys and gals my age, you know what JYD was and who Harley Race was. JYD ended up being killed in an automobile accident on the way to see his daughter, I believe. I reported that live back on the air when I was, that's how far back I've been doing this. Talk about OGs and video and podcasting and cable, TV shows, so on and so forth. I've done a little bit of everything, worn many hats, and that's why I was valuable and traveled this country on somebody else's dime. Very appreciative and humble and blessed and fortunate by that. No, I never worked for the big two or the big three. Beautiful belly-to-belly suplex by Race on JYD. Here it is. Here's the cover. 3 count. No, wait. It's a 3 count. Simple belly-to-belly. Down goes JYD. The King, Harley Race, your victory. As Heenan gets into the ring with the robe and the crown. Again, I talked a lot of history through that. Go through with JYD and research what he did. Okay, really was unbelievable. But the King, Harley Race, simple belly-to-belly suplex. JYD had his spots with the headbutt and Harley Race going backwards over the rope, which is an unbelievable way to do it. And there's certainly a technique to that. The JYD, how am I to know what I'm talking about? The JYD, man. The JYD. He was really something in his day. You saw him on the dark side of the ring, so on and so forth. But go back to those tapes. UWF, Mid-South. And if I'm not mistaken, the fabulous Moolah is in there with Race and Heenan. Now, this is the spectacle afterwards, again, where it got to be bullshit. I call it out whether it was in 2024, 23, the 90s, the 80s, the 70s. I give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. As the whole gimmick afterwards. Then JYD lays the chair shot across Harley Race's head. And this is what happened here in WrestleMania 3. And he takes the cape and puts it on himself. This wasn't storytelling. This wasn't emotional investment. This wasn't ring psychology. But again, it goes to show you how the business, for as much as things change, they stay the same. Don't hate the player, hate the game. So that's what we had here. I believe this is the third matchup. JYD loses to the King with Fabulous Moolah and Bobby the Brain Heenan. All the chicanery. Let's stay hydrated. We're 38 minutes in. Don't go anywhere. WrestleMania 3 on Chaos Corner. All right, fans. Let's see what we have coming next. This is what it is when it's live to tape. You get all angles, no green screen, no edit button. It's live, just like the tape, just like it was live. I don't go back and edit anything. What actually happens in real time is what you're watching, and that's why it's live to tape. Let's see what we got coming up next. Don't go anywhere. You won't find watch-alongs like this. Non-stop talking, because that's what I do. I'll ramble on and on and on. And now a young Vince is interviewing the immortal Hulk Hogan. A big night coming up here at WrestleMania 3. Hogan was jacked. Say what you want about him being a pathological liar, a ring nut, so on and so forth. Whatever he's been involved with, give the man his credit. He changed this business along with the people that helped him along the way. It wasn't just him, but he was the impact. And they say good, bad, and ugly about Hogan. A lot of people love him, like him. A lot of people don't like him and think he is who he is. I'm not here to judge any man. And on that being said, a shout out to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, because without him, none of this would be possible. If he's for us, no one else can be against us. And I mean that as a shoot, the cussing aside, all that. You guys know what I'm about. Stay close to your family and friends. Situational awareness. Something's coming, whether it be the planet, wars, invasions. You guys know this, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about a distraction and enjoyment. But remember that. Mentally, physically, emotionally, and especially spiritually. Stay fit, stay aware. Tomorrow's not guaranteed to any of us. And I know that you guys know that. Stay with like-minded people. Speak up for what you believe in. Don't fall into the bullshit. Stay away from the media. Stay away from the mainstream. Do your own discernment. Let's get back to the entertainment. Thanks for listening. Brutus the Barber Keith Beefcake, Alexis Johnny Valiant, Greg the Hammer Valentine, and Dino Bravo against the Rougeaus. I'm not sure who the referee is in here. The Dream Team. If you guys remember, again, they got everybody in here on WrestleMania 3. And again, I'll say this. I'll say that to say this because I tell it like it is. 1987. And you could see already what the effect of rock and wrestling was for as much as it exploded and changing everything into the WrestleManias. That already on WrestleMania 3, the importance of the unbelievable matchups that are on here. All the pageantry and entertainment, and you can see where Vince was heading. Even then, to have this match, the different guys and the different teams, it's the official matchup is the Rougeau brothers against the Dream Team and Dino Bravo for some reason. And Valiant I get because from the Valiant brothers, he turned out to be the manager here. Valiant brothers, one of my favorite tag teams of all times, especially in the 70s when I was a young man. Johnny, Jerry, Jimmy, the Valiants in the WWF when they were tag team champions, it was pretty damn good. I'll say that. And another influential on my career as far as their style. Beefcake and Jacques Rougeau, and here comes Raymond. No, wait, that's Raymond right now. Double drop kick, down goes Beefcake. Double team maneuver by the Rougeau brothers, a very underrated tag team, as was Valentine and Beefcake. And if you listen to Valentine, even current day, he's a hilarious guy, a genuine guy, tells it like it is. One of the best grapplers of all time, Greg the Hammer Valentine. Always in great shape and one tough son of a bitch as he's slugging it out with Jacques Rougeau right now. Here's the tag. Rougeau's cutting off the ring right now as far as teamwork. Leapfrog, step over, both of them. Big flying body press. Down goes Valentine. Ray Rougeau with the pin. Only a 2 count. 2 beautiful jump overs by both the Rougeaus. Again, double tag teams. Flying elbow by Jacques. Cutting off the ring. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what I tell my tag teams. You keep the ring in half, double team, quick tags, pick out a body part, wear them down. Don't let them make the hot tag. Valentine in a corner. Far side, reversal by the Hammer. Jacques misses with the flying body press off the ropes. Valentine now will be quick to take over. One of the best to ever do it. Research. I know I'm going to keep saying that because of the historical value when it comes to the Hammer. Research it. Go out there and check it out. Dropping that beautiful elbow. Had a chance. Big body slam by Valentine on Jacques. And here comes the Barber. Never was really impressed with Beefcake. Give him his credit. Any man, woman who steps in that ring in any capacity, give him their credit. Quick cover on Ray Rougeau by Beefcake. Talk about quick tags. He's getting the Hammer back in. Hammer up to the top rope in the high rent district. Beefcake gets Ray overhead. No, excuse me, that's Jacques. Into a backbreaker with Valentine and Beefcake. Double team. Valentine whipping it up, man. Stirring it up, going for the figure 4 as Heenan, Ventura, and Monsoon are now in the booth, along with yours truly. And there it is. Valentine slaps it on Jacques Rougeau. I finally got him right. I got to get the Honey Lemon Hall's mental lift. It's sugar-free. Sugar-free. Valentine cinching it in. How Jacques Rougeau hasn't tapped already is beyond comprehension to me. As we're 43 minutes in here on WrestleMania 3, live to tape watch along. Finally to the ropes, Jacques Rougeau. And Valentine doesn't want to break the hold, but he's going to break it. Big forearm to the side of Ray to break it up while he's in the other side of the corner, Valentine. Taking it to both Rougeaus in the opposite side. Valentine looks like he's going to set up a pile driver. He can't get Jacques up. Still can't get him up. Big reversal. Jacques makes the hot tag. Here comes Raymond. Valentine's on the canvas. Big right to the proboscis, to the chin. Oh, beautiful back savate kick by Rougeau. Far side goes Valentine. Big back body drop. Ray Rougeau taking over right now on the Hammer. Applies a sleeper hold. He's got it slapped on, slapped down, and slapped out. Beefcake comes in for the double team off the top rope with an axe handle. Misses and hits Valentine. Bravo and Heenan beside themselves. Double team an effort. Jacques to the top. Raymond setting up Greg Valentine, holding him. Beautiful bomb off the top rope. Here's the cover. Here's the pin. Reversal. No referee. Bravo's in. Bravo off the top rope. Interference. Ref can't see it. Rolls Valentine back over on Ray Rougeau. Ref distracted. Turns around. There's the 3 count. Valentine and Beefcake go over on Raymond and Jacques Rougeau, courtesy of Dino Bravo. What the fuck is he doing at ringside anyway? He doesn't have a manager's license. I say it all the time. So there's Johnny V, Valentine, Bravo. Listen, Beefcake, as I was stating before I got distracted, I was never a big fan of Beefcake. Big guy in great shape. Hogan's buddy. Had some success. I really never liked the gimmick. I've met Ed Leslie a couple times at conventions. Nice enough guy. I'm just telling you how I see his gimmick, his character. Rougeau's had this matchup won. Plain and simple. Not a bad matchup, but a clusterfuck. Again, not a lot of storytelling leading into this. Everybody today, long-term booking, storytelling. Take it for what it's worth. Hot shot booking, hot shot wrestling, whatever you want to call it. Throwing it together for the big event. We know what it's about. Do your emotional investment, ring psychology, storytelling, but it doesn't always work that way. You see what the current WWE is doing with certain lines, certain stories. AEW, not so much. Even back here, I pointed out. Let's see what we got coming up. WrestleMania 3, live to tape, watch along. Coming up next, Rowdy Roddy Piper and the adorable Adrian Adonis. What a feud that was. And what a tragedy Adrian Adonis turned out to be, right? That's coming up on season 5 of Dark Side of the Ring. And Adonis is how he turned into that whole cross-dressing and feminine gimmick. And it's not right in any life, never mind whether it's entertainment or not, or movies or not. I'm just giving you my opinion. Planting seeds, subliminal messages, whatever you want to call it. It was what it does. It's pro wrestling. You take it for what it's worth. The legendary Piper's Pit. The whole feud back and forth with Jimmy Hart and Piper, and this being the last match of Piper, and you know how that goes. Adonis just from being the East-West connection with Jesse and just how he started his career, and then to end up this way and then tragically killed in the automobile accident. You guys will get the whole story on Dark Side. It's going to be an unbelievable watch. Let me get on to the match here. WrestleMania 3. We'll get on to the pleasantries here as Piper does some of the most unbelievable promos. One of the most unbelievable all-around grapplers in the history of pro wrestling, Rowdy Roddy Piper. I don't have to tell you guys about that. Do your due diligence. You know the man. You know the myth. Here we go. WrestleMania 3. Live to tape watch along. We're 47 minutes in. We may go to a part 2, so don't go anywhere. It's Rowdy Roddy Piper and Adrian Adonis with Jimmy Hart. Adonis already got the belt in the ring early in the matchup. And he's whipping Roddy Piper with the strap. Whipping him again. Adonis with the bleach blonde hair, the light pink shorts, the pink boots. Piper in the blue trunks, blue knee pads. And now Adonis, every bit of 400 pounds, whipping the piss out of Rowdy Roddy Piper. Adonis right now at this point, and I'm not judging anybody, I'm just going by physical appearance, as Jimmy Hart's jumping up and down like a cheerleader, like he's done his own career. God bless him, he's in his 80s, still relevant. Oh, Adonis up and over the rope, a la Ric Flair, holy cramoly. Piper dragging him back in the hard way after being whipped with that belt. Has him tied up in a wrist lock, dragging him in, and Jimmy Hart's being dragged in with him too. Well, Hart and Adonis both in the ring. Piper, bang, with the double noggin knocker. Down goes Jimmy Hart. Again, like I said, Hart took the bumps, give him credit. 80-something years old, still doing his thing. And he throws Hart into adorable one. Adonis and Hart go over the top rope. Piper's cleaning house. The fans are beside themselves at WrestleMania 3. And so we were going through the whole history of Piper and Adonis, and it's just what happened with Adonis. Watch Dark Side of the Ring. I don't want to keep repeating here. Piper drags him back in. Rights, lefts, right to the Ponzone, to the proboscis, to the bread basket. Far side. Hart is in the ring, and he throws him off the top rope right onto the adorable Adrian Adonis, and they both go over. Adonis looks like a fucking bowling ball. Piper with that usual snarl. Hart's outside of the ring. Adonis, far side to Piper. Oh, Jimmy Hart grabs the legs of Piper, the ankles, and down goes Piper. Referee distracted again. It's Hebner, it's Earl, it's Jeff. I don't know. It's one of the Hebners. Adonis now stalking him, looking at him. As I said, 5 pounds of sausage in a 3-pound bag, or his 20 pounds of sausage in a 10-pound bag, whatever you want to say. Now Adonis taking over, raking the front, raking the back. Adonis, who really was one heck of a talent. Bang! Big clothesline by Adonis. That left clothesline that he used to get. Down goes Piper. They say Adonis was never the same after he got his ass handed to him. Not once, but twice by dangerous Danny Spivey. Why the fuck would you mess with someone like Dan Spivey, a quiet guy who never bothered anyone and was a giant at 6'7" and like 270 pounds and knock your lights out? Why would you mess with Danny Spivey? They say Adonis, who was a tough guy himself, was never the same after that. So it is what it is, and then tragically we know what happened to him. Ballooned like a dirigible out of nowhere. Now both guys outside of the ring. Adonis, Piper, Pontiac Silverdome, face first into the television monitor right here in front of us. They're almost on top of us here at Chaos Corner. Thanks for being here, for sticking here. I think I'm going to go to a part 2. And Jimmy Hart always getting his licks in. That's what a manager, a real manager that has a license, is supposed to do at ringside. That's just how it goes. Now Piper's outside trying to get in. Adonis there. Well, what's the ref count up to? 7, 8. No, Piper breaks it up. Adonis dragging him in. Look at the size of Adonis. Jesus. He's got more chins than a Chinese phone book. No, well, lighten up, man. Hebner trying to break up Adonis and Piper. Piper's finally back in the ring. Call them on. Alexa, play Tropical Thunderstorm sounds. See how I can multitask? Adonis, Piper slugging it out. It's a Donnybrook. It's a Pier 6 brawl right in the middle of the ring. Hart is back up on the apron again. Oh, and he sprays him with some sort of chemical. Piper blinded by Jimmy Hart, and now Adonis is slapped on the sleeper. Piper can't see, arms waving all over the place. He got sprayed with some sort of mist or pesticide by Jimmy Hart. Ref, of course, didn't see it, head up his ass, and they're down on the canvas. Piper's going out. Adonis, at 400 pounds, has that sleeper locked in. He's really hanging on to him, all the weight down on the neck, down on the head, down on the traps, the shoulders, the lower back of Piper. Piper's back to his feet. Slams Adonis into the corner. Bang, back into the corner again. Adonis still holding on with the sleeper hold. Jimmy Hart with the scissors at ringside like a gnat. You just want to slap him. Adonis still holding on to the sleeper all this time. How Piper got it to his feet and was able to almost smash him into the turnbuckle. There's the arm up first time. Second time is down. That's it. Wait, no. Adonis thinks he's won. No. Piper's not out. Adonis and Jimmy Hart are celebrating in the ring. Piper's on the canvas. But he's awake. And now Brutus the Barber Beefcake is coming in to help Piper to shake him up, wake him up. What the fuck's going on here? Piper grabs Jimmy Hart, forearm shivered to the jawline. Adonis goes to hit him with the scissors. He misses. Piper slaps on the sleeper hold on the Adorable One. Look at the size of that beanbag. Piper choking him out. Sleeper hold. Courtesy of the help from Brutus the Barber Beefcake, who brought him back. Laying it in. I don't think Piper's got it cinched in. I don't think he's got it cinched in. You would think this is the first time I saw this, huh? Well, if it is for you, or the second time, it's like we're watching live, and that's it. The Adorable One goes to sleep. Nighty-night, Adorable Adrian Adonis. Rest in peace. Watch the episode on Dark Side. Piper with the victory at WrestleMania 3. The crowd is insane. And there's Brutus the Barber Beefcake, who helped Piper be slapped back awake from the semi-consciousness that Adonis had to sleep on. And now Piper is going to cut the hair of the Adorable Adrian Adonis. You remember this whole gimmick and hair versus hair matches go way back when Beefcake is the barber. But this is where, again, it started getting real cartoonish and changing around. I still loved it, was a fan, but again, you can see what I'm talking about. Now Piper's holding a Hart down, stepping on top of him as the barber saves the Adorable One's hair, his locks, if you will. Let's fast forward to the rest of this bullshit. Stand by, fans. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, you can admire the head. What do you think? You know what Al Snow says, right? What does Al Snow say? Somebody leave a comment. Again, this might be a part 1, and we'll go on to a part 2. Let's see what we got. We're going to fast forward. Piper, we said, we know. Again, I apologize for the dome piece. It's got quite the glare, doesn't it? I know, it's kind of blinding. My remotes are all down here, so that's why you see me leaning over. But it's a plus for you because you get to see me closer. That's what happens here. Again, we're doing a live-to-tape watch-along. WrestleMania 3. We're going to try to do as many as we can before WrestleMania 40. That's what we're going to do here. This is what we have, the classic. It's even a VHS. I have the VHS, DVD, and 8 to 8. WrestleMania 3. Jesse the Body Ventura is in the ring right now with the Hart Foundation. Howard Finkel, Danny Davis. We're back here in a 6-man tag team match. That's right. Referee Danny Davis, who just recently appeared for Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, and Bret the Hitman Hart and the Anvil against the British Bulldogs. Davey Boy and Dynamite. Now, Jimmy Hart is out there, obviously, again. That's what a real manager does, a la Cornette, Heenan, yours truly, Captain Lou. I said it already. Okay? Hold on. Tito Santana, the British Bulldogs, against the Hart Foundation and Danny Davis. And as I said, within the last calendar year, within the last 6 months, both legends, Santana and Danny Davis, appeared at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. Again, they wanted everybody on WrestleMania 3. That's why it's all thrown together. Even Matilda the Bulldog is here. Jimmy Hart is here. Again, you see the matchups so far. We've already had the Rougeaus. We've already had different matchups to where they just threw people in here. That's why there are so many matchups on here. Let me see how many matchups. Right now, it's Davey Boy Smith and the Anvil Neidhart in the ring. Unbelievable. And Jesse the Body Ventura is somewhere lurking about as well. You know my history. Was able to work with the Anvil on a couple of occasions and tag team bouts, and against the Anvil and Jerry King Lawler in my managerial career, and also as commissioner for the NAWA over 20 years, taking over for the legendary Bruno Sammartino and serving 20 years, the longest in pro wrestling history industry right here, from the big times to the indies, A-Ball, the AAA, and everybody in between. Yours truly took over for Bruno Sammartino as commissioner, and while as commissioner, had the opportunity to work and introduce and talk to Bret the Hitman Hart on the 2 or 3 events that we had in the New York area. His first appearance back in New York since the Montreal Screwjob, to give you a little bit of history. And again, with Anvil, we went up against Yokozuna, Jake the Snake Roberts. I just want to give you a little history of why you're here, besides the live to tape watch along. For everybody that's out there, that's podcasters and this and that, who just never stepped in the ring or did anything or took a fucking bump, or they're involved in some way or other, realize and respect what you have here on this unique channel. Anvil and Davey Boy still inside the ring. 6-man tag team match. The Hart Foundation and Danny Davis. Huge fan of the Hart Foundation. Bret Hart off the second rope. Misses with the elbow. Davey Boy rolls out of the way. Here's the hot tag. Here comes the Dynamite Kid. You guys seen the dark side of the ring on Dynamite Kid? You guys know his history. If not, go back out and research it. Duck, duck, go it. Far side. Bret Hart takes that chest first bump into the ring post. That chest first Beal, chest first being slammed into the side, into the ring post, into the corner. It's an unbelievable into the turnbuckle how he takes it. Nobody like him. Dynamite off the ropes, headbutt. Anvil to break up the pin. Dynamite really, now you know why they call him the Dynamite Kid. If you know anything about Calgary Stampede, UK, the whole story of Dynamite Kid, I have his book right here in the library. Bret Hart with the big European uppercuts. Some of the matchups, and you know they're all related, some of the matchups between the Kid and Bulldog back in this time, unbelievable. This is pro wrestling. The Hart Foundation, the Anvil, say what you want about him, was an unbelievable talent for a big man. Bret Hart, one of the best ever. Dynamite and Davey Boy, put all the skeletons aside. Who am I to cast a stone and judge anyone? You know what it says biblically about that. Unbelievable for what let's look at for what they do in the ring. Everything else outside the ring, we could take that, and that's another show for another time. Beautiful camel clutch by the Anvil, Boston Crab, if you will, on the Dynamite Kid. Anvil's not cinched all the way back. He's a bigger guy. Kid was unbelievable. Especially, didn't he wrestle as the Pegasus Kid? No, that was Benoit, I think. I'm as confused as a baby at Hooters, but my mind is like a lazy Susan. It'll come back around. We're coming up here on an hour for WrestleMania 3. Live to tape watch along. I hope you stayed here for the whole fucking thing. And I apologize for the cussing, but it happens. Anvil pounding away on the Dynamite Kid right now. Here's the tag, and here comes former referee turned grappler, Dangerous Danny Davis. I have his book here too, in the library. As he puts the boots to Dynamite, quick tag, and here comes the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Bret Hart's had a lot to say recently, especially about the Vince McMahon scandals and allegations and everything that's going on with Vince currently here in 2024. As we enter March of 2024. We're in for a long year. Stay ready, stay aware, but enjoy life. A lot of things are out of our hands, but get out there and spread the word and what's in your hands. Here's the tag. Again, the Hart Foundation wearing the all bright pink. Danny White wearing the white and gray. Hart Foundation looks at the pink and black attack. They look incredible. And right now, just taking over on the Bulldogs. Quick tags, in and out. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what I taught my tag teams. That's what I advised them, my opinion, my tutelage. Anvil and Hart, back and forth, taking it to the Dynamite Kid. Arriba, Tito Santana is outside the ring right now with Davey Boy, who's a powerhouse. One of the best matches ever over in Wembley, over across the pond. Davey Boy and Bret the Hitman Hart. Go check that one out. If you didn't already, just giving you suggestions and advice here. Who else can talk like this for well over an hour and keep you entertained to where you want to be here? Jim Cornette, Dutch Mantell, maybe Eric Bischoff. There isn't many, right? I think I am. Dynamite taking over on Danny Davis now. He's going for the hot tag. Here's your chance. Here it is. It's the only time you're going to get it. And here's the tag. Here comes Tito Santana. Look for the flying burrito. Arriba! And was there anybody like Tito, the way he fires up? Far side, Danny Davis. Big back body drop by Tito. Tito goes over and gives one to the right, and one to the jib, and one to the forehead of Anvil and Bret Hart. Taking over like a house of fire. Far side, flying double axe handled by Tito. He's fired up. He's on top of Davis, delivering rights. Dangerous Danny Davis is no match, and Tito's in great shape. Tito dragging Danny Davis, setting him up for the spinning toe hold. No, into a figure four, and Anvil breaks it up out of nowhere with a big shoulder block. Hey, he played for the Raiders, right? Anvil was huge. I'll never forget his conversations in the hotels and pubs and restaurants. And here's Tito with the hot tag after taking that. And here comes Davey Boy, the big powerhouse. Davis is still in the ring. I don't know why the heck he didn't tag. Big right to the jib. Down goes Davis, floundering like if you pulled a tuna out of a boat. Jimmy Hart beside himself, the cheerleader that he is. Davis is in big trouble. He's on the other side of town. Knee first to the jib of Davis. Down goes Davis. Davey Boy Smith's in the ring. Going for the power slam. Nope, setting him up for the reverse pile driver. Like a tombstone. And Davey Boy hits it on Danny Davis. This has got to be it. Davis is on Queer Street. He's out like a light. Yeah, Davey Boy's picking him up again. Setting up for the infamous suplex. And how, bang, and it's a power suplex when it comes down from Davey Boy with the extra slam on the suplex on the way down. That's how you deliver it. I can't believe they haven't gone for the pin and they're just torturing Davis. This match should be over. And again, Bulldog picking him up like he's a 5-year-old. Walking across the ring with him on his shoulder like a sack of potatoes. And here it is, the big power slam. Davis is being brutalized. Here's the cover, here's the pin, and the breakup by the Anvil, who's been right on time in this bout. And Tito out of nowhere with the flying forearm smash. Down goes the Anvil. Bret Hart hits Tito from behind. Tito's outside the ring. Danny Davis has covered Dynamite Kid. Davey Boy's beating Bret Hart in the corner. Here's the ref. Here's the count. There's the 3. Danny Davis pins Davey Boy Smith. What did I miss? Did he hit him with an object? It had to be. Davey Boy was out and prone. Danny Davis fell on top of him. Dynamite had Bret Hart in the corner, hammering away. Hart Foundation scooting out of there fast. Now, listen, this was no stunning upset, but they had the Bulldogs and Santana had the match won. They let it slip away. You should have pinned Danny Davis when you had a chance, and you're not going to get over on the Hart Foundation like that. That's why they are one of the legendary tag teams of all times, no matter what you want to say about the Bulldogs. And, of course, Davey Boy's prone. Even And there's your winners. The Hart Foundation and Davis with Jimmy Hart. I don't know what happened here with Santana and the Bulldog. Here's the replay. You would think I remember this. The big power slam. Davey Boy hammers Danny Davis. Should have covered him right there. Anvil comes in to break it up. We know that. Kicks him in the jib. Anvil with a second kick. A third kick. Tito out of nowhere with the flying burrito. Down goes Anvil. That's right. He gets the megaphone from Jimmy Hart. Bang! The megaphone to Davey Boy Smith as Dynamite has Bret Hart. There it is. The ref distracted by Hart and Dynamite. There's the count. It could have been a 10 count. Danny Davis and the old megaphone from Jimmy Hart. That's what a manager does. There's your winners in WrestleMania 3. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Take a look at my head again. My gorgeous head. Don't go crazy. Let's not get crazy. They're interviewing Andre right now. Again, we don't want any copyrights. We don't want the sound. Listen, I have the old school setup here, so bear with me. This is Raw Dog, as you always know. Slick is in the ring right now. It's Hacksaw Butch Reed against Coco Beware and Frankie Rock. Hallelujah. Whoa, 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 whoa. No? Not working for you? How about Hacksaw Butch Reed? Butch Reed is one of the best grapplers back to his days in his feud with JYD down in the Mid-South area, Deep South, selling out the Superdome, 30,000, wherever they went. Unbelievable what Hacksaw Butch Reed was as an athlete and is. Now, Butch Reed, one of the best, you know his background, what they did to him here, making him look a little bit like a clown with the blonde hair. He had Slick. I didn't really go for the Slick character manager at that point. Stand by, fans. I thought it was a joke, to be honest with you. Coco Beware ends up winning this match, okay, against Hacksaw Butch Reed. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say about that. Do your research on Butch Reed. Did I say about that or about that? Butch Reed was one of the best big men for what he did, and wherever he went, he was a success. You got to give credit to Hacksaw Butch Reed. Coco Beware, longevity, traveled the world, traveled the globe, a small man, in good shape. Say what you want about Coco. He had more than his cup of coffee and been in the ring with all the legends. Was on WrestleMania 3. Beat Hacksaw Butch Reed. Think about that. The whole Slick thing, throw all that bullshit aside. But that's what you had on WrestleMania 3 for the next bout. I believe it was again, how many bouts on here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like 15 matches. I feel like I'm watching AEW. But that's what they had for WrestleMania 3 with all the pageantry. And listen, we're about an hour and 10 minutes. Do I keep going with this to keep your attention? Because you guys are you going to stay here or do I go to a part 2? All right. We're an hour and 8 minutes in here. Honky Tonk, Coco Beware just went over on Hacksaw Butch Reed with Slick. Tito Santana's in to see to help Coco Beware out. Frankie the Bird. We're going to end it on that. We're an hour and, well, we'll say an hour and 10 minutes by the time I get off the air on this one. WrestleMania 3, Part 1. Come back for WrestleMania 3, Part 2. We're going to continue to cover as many of the early WrestleManias into the mid-WrestleMania years, leading into this year's WWE WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia. I'll say that to say this, because I tell it like it is. Part 1, come back for Part 2. Live to tape watch along for WrestleMania 3, Chaos Corner, on Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel. Don't you dare miss it.